with Russia and Ukraine stepping up their offensive in the eastern Donbass region of Ukraine. The United States released the news again on April 19. The Biden government was preparing to provide another $800 million in military assistance to Ukraine. The United States also pulled Britain and Canada to study countermeasures. The heads of the three countries discussed how to deal with the conflict between Russia and Ukraine by video. After the meeting, the leaders of the three countries promised that they would provide Ukraine with more and more advanced military assistance, including all kinds of heavy weapons. Now, at least 4 transport planes loaded with U.S. military aid arrive near the Ukrainian border every day, and the U.S. military is intensively training Ukrainian soldiers in neighboring countries. The United States and Western countries have made the issue of military aid to Ukraine to the point of blatant, which also confirms Russia's previous statement. Conflict between Russia and Ukraine is actually a proxy war fought by the West with Russia on the pretext of Ukraine. Now the United States and those countries controlled by the United States are trying to delay the military action. They are crazy to provide weapons to Ukraine and try to fight until there are no Ukrainians left. The United States is taking Ukraine as its agent in the war against Russia, and is trying to completely defeat Russia at the cost of Ukrainian bloodshed. Ukraine has become a test field for the new war mode of the United States. Washington does not expect to provide weapons, equipment and training support to reverse the war situation in Ukraine. They just hope to test the practicability and strategic value of winning without war by fighting to the last Ukrainian. Anyway, in the end of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, Ukraine was sacrificed, and the United States lost billions of dollars in military equipment at most. However, Zelensky was fooled by the United States. After the intensive supply of weapons by Western countries, Zelensky felt he could fight again. He determined to expand the size of the army and shouted that the conflict between Russia and Ukraine would be decided on the battlefield, not on the negotiating table. Once Zelensky achieves his wish to expand the scale of 100,000 troops, the Russian-Ukrainian situation will become more and more volatile. For its own sake, the United States encouraged the alliance to continue military assistance to Ukraine, pushing the two countries into the abyss of bloody conflict, under the crazy arch-fire of the United States. When can the war fire between Russia and Ukraine be extinguished?